Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my apology for that space that disappeared on the PowerPoint screen slide that assisted us to get into this meeting. Please accept my apology. I only realized it once I've started it, so I couldn't go back. So good evening. It's Monday evening and it's raining in Pretoria. Welcome everybody. It's Crypto Talk and it is raining in the crypto space. We have good news for you tonight. For every one of you that's been on the charts for the day, we have actually seen some green candles, and what an amazing time it is to see some green candles and to be with green candles. And I have a whole host in the team in the background assisting me tonight, and allow me to just say hello to every one of them and for them to say hello to us and to just get the show on the road and say hello everybody. It is Crypto Talk, and we had an amazing day, a lot of stuff happening in our business, a lot of stuff happening in the administration, in the business, in the company from where we acquire our signals. And so a lot of stuff happened there today, and we might later say something about that. But let's start with the beginning, and allow me to say hello to Marius Adams. And where is that screen now? So allow me to say hello to the crypto wealth coach, Marius Adam, and he's busy with doing day trading. And he will tell us a bit later something that he found and something that's happened in his life with regards to his day trading. But before we get there, Marius, please say hello to the team.
Daniel, great. It's great to be here. We are alive and well, and it was great to see the green candles this afternoon. I saw a few of my coins spiked, and I'm super, super grateful. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you, Marius. And yes, next in line to say hello is our subject matter expert with regards to crypto trading at the Crypto School, none other than our good old friend, Jason Ashington. And Jason, I've got some orders affected today with take profit ones. And in two cases, even take profit too. So there was definitely something happening in the market today. But before we get to the charts, please hello to the team.
Good evening, everybody. And yes, the crypto market really is an emotional roller coaster. I can clearly remember last week, Monday, I was feeling very depressed, expecting the market to go up, and it dropped. And as Marius and Donnie alluded, we had a nice 8% move in Bitcoin this afternoon. And me personally, I was expecting us to possibly just go sideways or have a slight retrace because of the stock market showing us that it's going to the back. But guess what? Bitcoin moved up. All good, looking very good at the moment.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. We absolutely appreciate that. And I will imminently, shortly be back with you to take us onto those charts and to show us what has happened during the course of the day. And I've seen at some point this afternoon, I've seen Bit going, and all of a sudden it just turned up and it just gone ting, ting, ting straight up. And I really love to see that. It was amazing. But before we go to Jason and his charts, and he cannot wait to show us his charts, and allow me to remind him that last week, Monday evening, we gave him the evening off. And I don't know if you even remember that, but he's not been here with us last week. So tonight we will give him double shift. And with him, and Andre wasn't here either last week. And our young gun, I love it to have a young gun in the room, someone that's fresh and not as long in the tooth as us. But he's learned so much in the year and a month that he's been on his crypto journey. And every week, Andre just comes and shows us what he learned. And tonight he will participate in the contribution. And thank you, Andre. Say hello to the team, please.
Hi, guys. Hope everyone is well. And yeah, I hope you guys have your emotions intact and that you're not too emotional. So, guys, I'm excited for this evening. And
cool. Thank you, young gun, Andre Smith. You're so welcome on this call. But Andre, I did not tell you yet, but I'm on my way to Mossel Bay. I'll be there on the 15th.
I'll check my calendar. Maybe I'm here.
Maybe you in Mossel Bay too. But ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all sitting here on tender hooks and want Jason to show us a little bit about the market. Jason, grab it, buddy.
Thanks, Donnie. Just quickly go and have a look. Last week, this time, we were at around about 39,000, and that was in the morning of Monday last week, and we dropped off and we came down to 37.5, then went up again and then dropped off on Tuesday down to 36, and then on Thursday was where Russia invaded Ukraine, and we had that drop off right down to 34,300, somewhere around there. And then we started moving up. And then Friday we had a nice move up. Weekend we went sideways. And then a small retrace this morning. And guess what? We had this nice move here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Back up above 40,000, which is brilliant. 40,000 is a psychological resistance level. And it looks like we've got above that 40,000. And you can see here previously it's acted as a bit of a support, this 40,000, and we're now at 41,354. Where to from now? You can see right now we got a bit of a head and shoulders that formed overnight, where you got this left shoulder down, the head up, and then a bit of a right shoulder down, and now we're moving up here. So if we look at the next resistance level from here, it's sitting at 44,000, and you can see previously we held support here just less than 44,000, about 43,750, and that is going to be the next sort of resistance level to get through. After that, we're looking at around about 46,000. 46,000 will be the next resistance from there. And then as we move up, we can see the next one after that is around about 55, another one at 53. But what is great here is that we are moving up, which is brilliant. And what I did forget to show everybody this morning, that if we go onto the monthly chart here, and we just have a look at, we look at two things here. So what we're looking at is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index at the top, that has showed us a downtrend from the 1st of May down. Yet what has price done? Price has done the opposite. Price has gone up. So this is in bullish divergence. It's a graph there, Andre. Goes to expert mediety. This is looking very positive on the monthly basis for Bitcoin. Now, what I want to show you, and I think I did show it to you last week, was that if we go onto the weekly chart of Bitcoin, we are printing out what looks like a distribution pattern. Now, if you have a look here, this is a Wyckoff distribution pattern, and this is the schematic number 2. Where it follows a sort of pattern and then it drops off eventually. And it looks like we are following a similar pattern, but we're not too sure. There is two schematics. One where we go up to a certain point, go sideways, then fall off. And the other schematic is that we actually go to an all-time high, then drop off. So right now, we are at the stage at the bottom here, and we are going to be moving up in both the schematics here, moving up over time. And I think by May, June, maybe even earlier than that, we're going to get up to this 50,000, 55,000 level. Now, this is going to be very strong resistance because firstly, it's a 618 retracement level from the high in November to the low on the 24th of January, which is at 55,000. Secondly, we got this daily blue, which was the support line that we broke through, which is now going to be resistance in the same area. Plus, we got this candle here on the 29th of November. You can see that long candle there that hasn't been tested once we started dropping. It hasn't been tested to the upside. So there's a lot of liquidity there wants to sell. So when we get to above 50, up to 55, I expect very strong resistance. Me personally, and this is not financial advice, I will be taking 100% profits here because, as I say, I do expect us to pull back. If I do see us at breaking this 55, going higher, closing the daily candle above 55, say at 56, we'll climb back into the market and go up. I'm not going to lose anything in the form of US dollars by doing that strategy. But we have to be careful once we get up into this area in the next couple of weeks. Now, what is interesting, if I move on, is that if we look at the Bitcoin dominance has been going up for quite a while now. It broke through a downtrend already on the 7th of January this year. And we've been holding a support line from the middle of January. And we actually broke through the support line on the 17th of February. But what is interesting is that the expectation is once you break through is to come back and retest, then to move down. But the opposite is taking place here. We've seen that the Bitcoin dominance has actually taken off again. And what this is telling us is that Bitcoin overall is more dominant than the rest of the altcoins. And it looks like we are going to move up to the next resistance at around about 44%. So in the short term, we could still see a lot of bullishness coming out of Bitcoin versus the general alts. And we're hoping that once we get to this 44, it is going to find resistance, start moving down, which will mean money will flow out of Bitcoin now into the major and to the mid caps, and then finally into the micro caps. The other chart that is looking very interesting is the total market cap. And now the total market cap, we came down to the 1.5 trillion on the 24th of January, went back up, hit resistance at 2 trillion, got rejected there, and it's come back down to retest almost the 1.5 again on the 24th of February, and it's gone up. Now, we got this orange trend line that also comes from November, and that is acted as resistance also. Now, what's going to happen is if we can break this orange resistance line at the 1.85 trillion level in the next couple of days, this is going to be very bullish for the overall market. And once again, we're going to be hitting straight into resistance at 2 trillion. I do expect a slight pullback and then move up from there. So this is the one chart that we're looking at. The next chart that we're looking at is the dominance, USDT dominance, which is showing us where the money is flowing into the altcoin, into the trading market or into the stable coins. Now, right now, from this afternoon, we've started moving down, which means money is flowing into the trading market. And we've also got this daily support line that has been in place since, going right back here till November last year. And if we can break through this daily support line, this is also going to be very bullish for the market. So these two charts I am looking at very closely. You can break through here. That's going to be very positive for the market. If the total market cap can get through this resistance line and get through 2 trillion, that's going to be very, very positive. And then the third chart is the dominance chart, Bitcoin dominance. We want to see a bit of rejection here at 44% and then a move down from there. We want to see the money flow into the altcoins because we know the altcoins move quicker than Bitcoin when this chart turns. So those are the three charts that I'm looking at. If we look at Ethereum, Ethereum has moved up also this afternoon. You can see that Ethereum broke through the daily resistance line already on the 6th of February and has retraced, but has honored this, what used to be a daily resistance line, now became a daily support line, has honored that. And I've actually got a blocking here. I thought price would carry on moving down here based on the stock market this afternoon, but it turned and has moved back up again. So we're at 2,810 at the moment. We need to get, once again, Next resistance is at 3,000. We need to get above that. I have marked out here, I think on the other Ethereum chart, the target here. So I've got the 618 retracements. This is between the high in November of 4,800 and the low in January of 2,172. So the 618 retracement target is $3,800. So from current levels, that is a 35% move. Okay, so that is for me the first tough resistance that we're going to have in Ethereum. So overall, right now, markets are looking very positive. And as I say, I think we're going to have some nice upside in the next couple of weeks. The one thing that's in a volatile market like this, one has to rather take a position and hold it as opposed to trying to trade it. Because like for myself, for example, today I thought the market would go down and the opposite happened, the market moved up. Now, if you're out of the market and price starts moving up and it goes above where you got out of the market, you're going to start losing coins. So to try and trade in and out these small swings is very difficult. My suggestion is to rather stay in. As I say, that the very tough resistance will be between 50 and 55. And that would definitely possibly be, in my terms, an exit point. But that's still a couple of weeks away. Let us see what happens between now and then. Thanks, Donnie.
Let me just, sorry, I was just finding the button. Thank you, Jason. We absolutely appreciate it. You always have this knack to just quickly put us back into perspective with regards to the market. And we'll continue discussing on that discussion tonight. And the fun part was that this Ukraine war, this, whatever we call it, this blip in the market was priced into the crypto market long before. The moment that it happened, if you had that last little jump or pullback down, last little jump into the pot, just that little pullback, but extensively being priced into the crypto price, if we go look at that, because I really thought that with what happened externally in the market will have influenced us a lot more. But thank you, Jason, for that. Last comments that you have with the charts on specific.
Can I go and show crypto bubbles for the week? Can I go there quickly? If we have a look at the Fear and Greed Index, and this is a measurement of the retail sentiment out there based off Bitcoin and the major altcoins. Last week we were at 25, which was extreme fear, and today we're at 20. That is because of the pullback overnight. We sit here at 20. Now, if we go down to the bottom and have a look at the actual chart, we write down the bottom here at 20 at the bottom here. Now, what happens once we get to these sort of levels, and you can see in history where it stays down the bottom here in this extreme fear and fear area for a while. And this is where the whales are buying up. And you can see what's happened here over the last 6 weeks is that they've been buying up here. They did send the market to test up, tested, came back down, still buying up. But tomorrow, believe me, this dial is going to start moving up. We're going to go up here, I think, to at least between 40 and 50 tomorrow. And just remember, keep that thought. When we get to these levels up the top here at 1890, above 90 especially, this is where whales tend to start getting out and they send the market down. As Warren Buffett says, be greedy when the rest of the market is fearful, and be fearful when the rest of the market is greedy. So once the style goes into the green in that, we need to be looking for exits, not entries. If we go over to the crypto bubbles chart, and I'm looking at the top 100, this is for the week, guys. And we can see the ruling party has done very well. The ANC is at 48%. That's just a joke. This is Anchor Protocol at 48%. Luna has had a massive move in the last week of 62%. And that was based off the news of the massive injection put into Luna. Waves at 40%. And then we got some smaller moves here. But what is interesting here, if we can go to the daily and we just have a look at the daily here, the daily is looking very good. We've in the last, maybe even just go to the last hour, that might just tell us. You can see a lot more green here in the last hour. We got one red. If we go and have a look at the exchanges, Binance exchange, a lot more bubbles on the, if we go to Binance exchange, a lot more greens coming through here on the hour. Go to the daily. You see some nice moves here on the daily. Go to KuCoin, also a lot more green coming through here. And on the last hour, KuCoin, you can see a lot more green coming through here. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. Yes, it's important in a time like this to find people to follow, to make sure that you follow the right people in the market. And we are fortunate that we found people that we follow, and it's different groups of people, but as a team, we have a one thread going through it of people that we follow. And it's important that you make sure the information that you get is information that you continuously can work with. It doesn't help you jump to a different commentator every time the market change, and you like that commentator for this little time in the market, the next time they're gone. And the key is to be constant and to find someone to follow. But I'll say something about that a bit later. But before we get there, we want to talk about a few coins. Which are the coins that you should hold? Which are the coins that should make up a portion of your portfolio at this moment? Because I have one or two disappointments, and I have one or two great coins that I would like to share with you from my perspective. But Marius, which coins do you want to talk about, and which coins do you want us to go look at the charts? Jason, you'll do the charting for us when we ask, okay? Thank you. Marius.
Great. At this stage, it's great to be in the USDT, so I'm just joking.
Marius, you're sitting in Las Vegas, so it looks as if you're taking bets currently.
Yeah. I'm busy taking bets, fiat against crypto. So I need to work USDT. So Jason, if you can maybe have a look at it. I heard in the 6th day of bull run last week, Marius Landman said that coin is going to give us a nice surprise in the near future. I hope Jason can also see something like that in the charts. And yeah, I've got my other own coin also. It's called the drip coin that I stake. And it gives me a nice return. I stake it 15 days, and the other 15 days I just pull out some money. But that coin gives me nearly 1% per day staking. And I know Andre also a few months ago, he talked about coin that he also staked at 1% per day. Yeah, so the gems are out there. So yeah, at this stage, I love the SXP coin. And then there's another coin on KuCoin. I just want to make sure if I've got I just want to see on TradingView that I'm 100% correct on that one, KIA. And that is also a long-term hold for me. You can buy that coin at a third of an American cent. But yeah, that is also a coin that they said it's going to go up.
If we have a look here on, this is on the 3-day chart. So maybe I need to go to the daily here. You can see that we've been coming down on SXP. Am I right, Marius?
Yes.
So the all-time high was in May last year, where we hit 584. Is that? And I can see, and I think we need to actually bring into smaller time frames here. We need to bring another trend line in there. And then you can see we've got support where we currently are here. You can see the support previously around about this level here at 140. So we are on support right now, and I think we really are at the rock bottom. So we've got a nice support here. And our first target is to get through this first orange resistance trend line down, that's coming down there. And I think from there, Morris, we need to be looking at sort of areas of previous support. We can see at about support and resistance. We can see one year at about 183. We can see previously where it was support. It did touch here in October last year. So once we've broken here, I think upside 183 is your first target there. I think we can also, what we can do is do a fib line, and it's quite difficult where you're going to pull it from. If you're going to pull it from maybe here, 325, that is that's a 618 there. Oh, sorry, we got also another support line here at 266, and then another one here at about 225. Sure, this coin has been hammered right down to rock bottom. So I would say that is your sort of targets at the moment here, Marius. 183, 227, 278, 326 to the upside.
Awesome, thanks.
But if we go down to the 4 hour and we just have a look here quickly, we want to get through this $1.50. That is our first target. Then we'll go up from there, up to 183 from there. What was the other one?
Yeah, the other one was actually, it was 2 SXP and the other one was SLP.
Okay. Sorry, I have got it here. And you can see I haven't charted it for ages.
The coin's name is Smooth Love Potion. And that is maybe why I like the coin.
Yeah, so May last year it launched. This was all in a daily candle, 11 cents and went right up to 36 cents all in a day. It came up, had this sort of a cup formation. The handle didn't form too nicely and it just carried on going down. And we now really rock bottom here. Yeah, this is quite difficult to say. We're going to have to get through some sort of points here. I think that there's a support resistance line here. It's just about 6 cents.
I will call that line as well, Jason. I will be interested in this coin when we go above that 0.65.
Yeah. I think we need to reclaim here, but I know we're still at 2 cents up to 6 cents. That's tripling your money, but there is risk that we're going to carry on going down here.
I would rather short it if you can.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Andre, how can you talk about the love story in here? You're the young one, yeah?
Yeah.
And what is the third one there, Marius?
No, that's a coin, so you can't see it on TradingView. But yeah, so yeah, it is just one of my personal favorites. So
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Marius. Thank you, Jason, for that. Guys, girls, can you see that we're not setting this up? We talk about this live as we talk with you in the team. We don't have a set up pre-arranged program that we come and bring you. We just continue and participate as you participate. But before we go to Jason's favorite coins, let me ask Andre, what do you bring to the party tonight?
Yeah, so I actually have 2 coins, and that's actually a hard question, which coins to choose. And yeah, I think one of the things you should ask yourself when you choose a coin for long-term hold is there any good use even outside of crypto? And that's why I chose this 2 especially, and I chose VeChain, VET. And I don't know, Maurice, Jason, do you want to chart it or can I show my chart? Okay, cool. So before I show my chart, so VeChain, basically in short, it's a great company and it actually has use outside of crypto. And they use the blockchain to track the products of anything you want. That's just in short. So they're in the bigger industry outside of crypto. I think that's a really great place to be. And let me quickly just get my TradingView and share my screen. Okay, let me just get to VeChain. Okay, so this is VeChain. Hope you guys can see everything. So what I like to do when I look at a coin, especially for long term, is I would want it below the 618. And sorry if this is just a bit confusing to you guys, but this is the tool that I use for my long-term investments and even my short-term. And you can see here, so we have, what I've learned is that the 618 and 786, you call that the golden zone. But what we've seen is that between the 786 and 887 zone is where the coins that has low liquidity or the lower cap coins, they usually come and retrace in this area. So for me, this is a great area to start thinking about investing in the coin. And what you can see here, the price is making lower low and the RSI is making a higher low, which is a strong bullish divergence. And that means that the trend should actually change direction. Now, if you take this longer scale, you can use trend lines in this as well. So you can take one from the top to there, and that's a big trend line. And then you can add one in here as well. So you can add one there and maybe say that's one. But yeah, I wouldn't add that one. I would check and see if there's one that has more candles that it can touch. And maybe go into the smaller time frames. So this is on the 5 hour. Like you see, here is the trend line. So yeah, for me, I would set an alarm and check if this one breaks through this trend line, make a higher high there, and then I would start thinking about investing in this coin and see if it's making higher lows as well. So that is for me VET, and that is above 0.06. That's where I'll start looking at this. So I would actually come here and set an alarm to check if this happens.
Andre, can I quickly jump in there? My apology.
Yeah.
Just leave that screen on there because I would like to use that. And we've just seen that now exactly with the coin that Marius has talked about. The coin is at a very good price, very low, but we're not saying just jump in. We wait for the price to be at a place where we can go in. And I get lots of questions from team members asking me, but the trade setups that we receive from this or this person that we follow, the trade setups say the price must be higher than it is now before I can get into that coin. This is exactly case in point. This coin must go back, must go find the price back to the line that Andre has drawn in there before I will invest in it, because I need to see that there's some upside to it, and someone else must come and add money into this coin before I want to add money to that coin. Jason, do you want to add something with regards to that here?
Donnie, I'm happy with...
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, so guys, we actually want to get a confirmation that this coin is getting stronger. So we want the confirmation that the momentum has changed, because its momentum was downwards all the way here, even since there, because it hasn't made a higher there. Okay, cool. That's that. The next one I would like to look at is...
And thank you, Andre. That was a good explanation there.
Yeah, cool. And then another coin I would actually is a storage coin. And you get Filecoin, which is a great coin as well. But like Smooth Potion, this thing just has made lower lows all the time. And I don't like that. I would like it to make high highs and stuff as well. So this is a great coin, but the one I'm looking at is Arweave. And Arweave is already, it's not as low as Filecoin. It doesn't look so bad as Filecoin. And this is in the, it did go to the 786, 887 box. And now it currently has a strong bullish divergence. I'm just adding it there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So there it had the strong bullish divergence. So now we can see it's starting to change momentum. But again, like the other coin, I would like the trend lines to be intact here. And the trend line is basically just a momentum indicator. And add one there. And you can see there, it's actually starting to break that. And I would like it to make a higher high there, like the other coin as well. So yeah, for me, that's a great thing if you can break that high. And then yeah, so again, what Arweave is about, or what storage coins is about. So this is actually quite exciting. So you guys know Dropbox and all of that apps we have to store our files and stuff online. So Arweave is a storage platform that is on the blockchain. So your files or your stuff can never ever be lost. That's like you can store something there, if I understand it correctly, and if the earth is still there in 1,000 years, then your file will still be there. I think that's a really cool thing to have. And again, like I said in the beginning, for me, I want coins that has a long-term perspective value, or something that it has to give to the world, outside of crypto even. So yeah, that is for me a great fundamental, and I I'm all about charting, but that for me is a good thing for the long term. So I don't know, Jason, if you want to add something here.
No, that's cool.
Cool.
Excellent.
Oh, sorry. I see there's a question from Stephen. He says, any reason why you're on the 5 hour, not the 4 hour? And no, there is no reason. I can use the 4 hour as well, or the 5 hour. Sometimes I use the 8 hour and the daily for the long terms. So yeah, no reason for the 5 hour.
Yeah, Andre, if I can jump in there, the reason why I sometimes use a 5 hour or an 8 hour is the candles are more defined than in a 4 hour. Just the candle patterns that form better in that hour structure. And you'll see Jason sometimes jump between different time frames as well, because it's easier to plot with regards to them. And that's my understanding and my use of it. And Jason can come and give his answer to that. But I would like to say something, and then we go to Jason, if I'm allowed to just mention one thing before we go to you. And that is something that one of the signal providers that we follow, Bitcoin Trend and Forecast, and I'm not allowed to show their whole document. That's why I only put this part, a photo of this part on the screen and not the document. The document is open on my iPad next to me. But the one thing that I like about the signal provider is they give us CC coins, those coins that are in the red pattern there. And those CC coins are called conventional coins. And those are a list of conventional coins that they think will be good coins to be in at this moment out of the lot of conventional coins. Those are the conventional coins that we should be in. They have a real upside potential. Then the RTM coins is ready to move coins. And I love that name, RTM coins, the ready to move coins. And there's a whole list of ready to move coins. And then the CSG coins, that's the continuous stellar gainers, coins that they predict or say or tell us are the continuous stellar gainers. And what I do is in November last year, and you're all aware of that, Jason hit me over the knuckles because I was in too many coins and I wasn't following what we as a team have decided and the strategy. So I started getting into line, and I had to get out of some coins and to make that number less. But this document from our signal provider, I used this document as part of my guideline. And still, I have 1 or 2 coins that are not on that list. And those are coins that sit in a little bag that I have somewhere. And tonight I have to give you 1 or 2 coins, but I'm going to allow Jason to first share with us his coins, and then I'll ask him to go look at 2 coins for us, because I would like to say something about those 2 coins. But Jason, over to you, buddy.
Thanks, Donnie. So we've seen, let me just show you here, Luna in the last week has come out with very important fundamental news around cash injection. And I just want to show you what Luna's done here. At the end of December, we were at over $100. We're at $103. And there was some very bad news that came around the guys involved with Luna and Phantom. And this caused Luna to start dropping in price. And it came all the way back down. And it came back down to the daily support line that has been in place here since July last year. And it found support here. It came back, went back up, it retested, came back down here last week on the 20th, down to below $50 at 47. This news came out here on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. We went up, we broke this strong resistance line, orange line went up. Thursday was invasion, Russia into Ukraine, pushed the price back down to 50. But from Thursday evening, what happened? We just had a massive bullish spike in Luna, and we're currently up 70% since Thursday evening. You know, that is massive. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is that we've got a number of these top altcoins, and I'm using the word top, layer ones that have been actually, you know, brought down quite significantly. And I just want to focus on 3 of them. That is namely Solana, Phantom, and Cardano. And if we just have a look at Solana, Solana had a problem with their network. a couple of weeks ago. And Solana, if we go back in history and look where the price was in November, we were at $260. It came down, went back up again to 242, and since the beginning of December, we retraced all the way down to $80, just less than $80. And we started moving up again. We're now at $96. Now, we've got this orange resistance line in place here. And we've got here another level of $105. That is the next resistance. So for myself, what I'm looking at here is a clear break through this orange trend line, and it should be at close on this $105 level. And I will be looking for a breakthrough to come down to retest 105, and I'll be looking for an entry there. It's similar to, as I say, to Luna, it's been knocked down. It's come from $260 all the way down to 95. There has to be some upside here. Phantom, similar setup. Phantom has come from $3.40, $3.48 on the 28th of October. It went up in the middle of January, didn't create a high here, which is concerning, and has been knocked down since that. And we're currently at $1.72. We go down to smaller time frames here. You can see we are starting to poke our nose through this resistance orange trend line. What I want to see is some more upside. I'm not looking to go for an entry yet. I want us to regain this, at least this $1.82. But more importantly, the second orange line here is a support line that comes all the way from August last year. We did lose it, but we are very close to regaining it and getting above it again. So for myself, this is not an entry yet, but I'll be happy to look for an entry once we get a closing candle, at least on the daily, above the sort of $1.90 level. So that is possibly a good choice to get into. And then the third coin is Cardano. Cardano has been knocked down all the way from $3 in August last year, right down to 93 cents currently. And you can see these green blocks here that has acted as very strong support in January last year, January to April last year, and it's actually acted as very strong support at the moment too. So similar situation, we need to get through this orange, strong orange resistance line quite urgently, and preferably above $1.20. The close of a daily candle above 120, and I definitely see some upside in Cardano. These sort of targets is quite easy to work out if you know how to use a Fibonacci tool. And if we take a high, for example, off that $3 in August last year, and just measure the retracement, that's at $2.20. And you can see there around about $2 is very strong support and resistance here. So just put a target in there. That should be a target level that we should be looking for in the near future. Those are the three coins that I wanted to show Donnie.
Cool, thank you, Jason. And I'm glad for the coins that you selected, because I had a real interest in seeing what's happening with them. So thank you for that. And the way that you chart them, you always make it look so easy. And I sometimes go back to the video and I go chart the same, similar to your charts. But I would like us to look at a coin called KCS, the exchange KuCoin. If you will call KuCoin up for us, and let's just go see. I want to own one or two exchanges. I want to get into one or two exchanges, and the KCS is one of those, case in point. And the other one that I look at is Uni, but if you can just call KCS up for us, KuCoin, I'll appreciate that, Jason. And show us what's happening, what you're feeling, what you think about KCS. When you talk about or listen to the people in the market with the voices, I don't hear these coins names come up. And that's why I've put them on the list tonight, because it's something that no one hears about. And I would like us to just look at KuCoin for a little moment. And guys, girls, you can hear that we did not set this up prior to this call. We call the coins as we talk, because we want you to see the way that we look at it, see the way that we put set them up, and see the way that we discuss it, because that's how we learn. And I trust that you find this interesting, and it helps you to see how Jason is doing the charts, or how Andre did the charts earlier, for you to go and duplicate, because that's what we want you to do. We want you to be able to go and duplicate this. Thanks, Jason. I'll shut up now. Yes, we hear you perfectly.
Awesome. So right now we're at $20.14, and you can see this green line here that I've just put in right now of $20, where it's been resistance here in April last year, and it's acted as very strong support here for since November till January this year. We did break below, and we have tried to get up here a number of times here over the last couple of days. You can see we're starting to poke our head above here again, above this $20. I think this is very key that we get above this $20 very quickly. That is the support line. If we go and have a look at sort of 12-hour chart here, the all-time high was when December of $28. Am I right?
Yep.
Or yeah, $28. Okay.
Jason, part of the reason why I call this coin is in last year in October on our morning calls, we talked about KCS quite a number of times.
Sure.
That's when I got into KCS. And
Okay.
I've put it into a bag, into KuCoin. I've got a little bag in KuCoin that I don't trade with. And this is part of that little bag. And that's why I would like to look at this coin.
You can see here that I'm going to show you two things. We've got a bit of a head and shoulders there, left shoulder, head, right shoulder to move up. I've put in a basic orange trend line here from the 25th of December. There's been a few touch points, and you can see we're about to break through there. What I would say, what we need to see is definitely a clear break above this orange trend line, come down to retest, and to hold the support definitely for a day or two. And that will be definitely a good entry up there. Yeah. The first resistance, Donnie, will definitely be at $28.
Yeah.
When we get to all-time highs, we normally get a rejection there. So I would just put a red line there. Once
I
we
think
get up
for
there,
now you have to get out of it round about $27, $10.20. You have to be out of it for now.
there, but who knows? You know, in a day or two, we could come down and go back up again and break it. So, yeah.
But it's good profit if it will do that.
40%.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I am up on the coin since I purchased it, but I could have done better. And this is what I want to change this year. That's why I use this coin, because it's not the clear, straight, easy one. I want to do better this year, Jason. If you go to the daily and just pull it back so that we just see from October last year when I purchased this coin, I could have done a bit in this coin. And this is a learning, what we do as a learning exercise for us as a team. I could have done better if I got out of my KuCoin at some point. But I purchased it, and at that point, we decided to hold long-term bags. And I could have sold it at 25, 26, 27 and gone back into the market now at 15 already. But I didn't. And I need to learn. I need to learn from the behavior that I had last year, what I've done. And I need to this year do it better. So I don't want these long-term holds that, unless it is part of my real long-term hold that I stake to earn interest or stuff on. So thank you, Jason, for that one. I think it's an interesting coin for us to look at tonight, to have a training exercise on. And that's the reason why I've done that. And I trust that someone found that interesting as well. So ladies and gentlemen, on that, it's that time of the evening. We are close on to getting done for the evening time. And I'm going to say, Jason, what would you still like to add to the night school? What do you think we should still say on tonight's call to give value to our members?
Yeah, so as I said a bit earlier, Donnie, I think what right now the dominance chart is telling us that Bitcoin has got a bit more dominance, but we understand what the flow of money, what happens there. It goes from Bitcoins down to the majors, from the majors to the mid caps, to the mid down to the micro caps. So We expect in the next couple of days or a week's time to start seeing these altcoins really start outperforming Bitcoin. And as I said to you earlier, and I even said right in the beginning of the year, is that this year is going to be a very volatile year. And to try and time to get out of coins, to get back into coins is very difficult, even for seasoned traders, very, very difficult. And my suggestion is to do some homework now, understand what coins you want to get into. Once you got into those coins, is to hold those coins, okay, and hold them until we get to above 50,000 on Bitcoin. Don't try and time in and out, because believe me, in this type of market, it's very difficult. While you're sleeping, you don't know what the market's doing. You know, you could sell out of a coin in the afternoon thinking you're going to buy it lower in a day or two's time. While you're sleeping, the price could go up again, and then you lost out. So my suggestion is to rather hold these type of markets.
Cool,
Thanks,
Jason. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And the key is we need to go into the market. When we enter into a coin, we need to go and decide what our take profits is. We need to take regular profits off the table. And sometimes, yes, we will get back into the coin, but there's always a retracement. Andre always tells us there will be a retracement at some point we can hold. And tonight we even started in showing you some coins that we need to get into, but not yet. The price is too low. And it sounds like this difficult thing to understand, but the coin is not ready for your capital. And that's the key. So Marius, what would you like to add as last notes? I'll go to Andre and then back to Jason before we... Marius, what's your last notes take home on tonight?
Yes, Daniel, I definitely made my notes here. So thank you, Jason, Daniel, and Andre. Actually, all those coins that we spoke about tonight is already in my crypto long-term portfolio. So it is great to see that we think alike. Yes, and I told you last year that I'm going to start the journey from $100 to $10,000 to $100,000 to just make a 5% profit per trade. So I definitely going to start that from tomorrow, because the markets are looking better. I'm just going to use my signal company that will help and assist me with that, and just by playing around with some extra capital. So Jason, don't worry, I won't put my whole portfolio in here. It's just to keep myself busy. So yeah, Daniel, thank you. Great session tonight.
Cool. Thank you, Marius. We appreciate that. And before we go to the young gun, ladies and gentlemen, please just go to our YouTube channel every Monday evening, Tuesday by 2-3 in the afternoon. I have the video on there. You can go watch the videos on the channel. It's easy to share with anyone. And if you go look at the video of Crypto Talk on the channel, you can go play it at 1.5 speed, so you don't have to listen to Marius while he's talking too slow. And I'm just joking. But the key is you can go listen to it at a speed that's beneficial to you. So please go help us. Go to our channel, The Crypto School. The Crypto School RS is our channel. And please go and Marius, if you put that in the chat box for us, I'll appreciate it. And just to help us on YouTube to go, and there I've put it on the screen, the Crypto School YouTube channel. You go to the Crypto School, and to make sure that you're not on the imitation or the scammers page. Last thing that I need to say before I go to Andre and Jason is every week on Facebook, we have scammers coming onto the call. Every week, there's someone imitating the Crypto School. They have our pictures, our everything, our feel and look, and they promise you that if you give us a little bit of Bitcoin, we'll give you that much Bitcoin every week. And we every week report it to Facebook. But Facebook is not that serious with regards to getting scammers out. So every week they just back. And I promise you, we take note of that. We go check for that. We make sure that we get rid of it. So please go like our Facebook page, but don't fall for the scammers, and be safe out there. Make sure that you keep your crypto in your own hands. Andre, last words from you before we go to Jason.
Yeah, guys. So I think a few of you are excited of the stuff we shared. So one thing I would just like you guys to remember. So there was a time back with Solana, and all of you guys know I wanted to buy Solana. and every time it was just too high and I couldn't get over it. But I actually bought some at the top, a small bit at the top, and then the market went down and I went against my own rules. And what I want you guys to know is we are now really cheap, guys, and we are now with most of the coins at the 618786 zones. But don't FOMO in now, because usually when the market dumps, I FOMO into the market, and that's also not a great thing to do. So make sure the market has changed, and unfortunately we are still waiting for Bitcoin. All the eyes are on Bitcoin, and if you go check the total 2, that's the total market cap without Bitcoin, you will see that the total 2 isn't ready yet. Yeah, we're still waiting for Bitcoin. Cool.
Cool. Thank you, Andre. Yes, hold on to your cash. You will have a time to go buy the coins that you would like. Jason, last words from you tonight, buddy.
No, I'm excited. Thanks, Donnie. I definitely got a different view. I see market going up. And yeah, we need to make, as I say, make hay while the sun shines. And right now I see the sunshine.
Cool. Thank you, Jason, for your insightful comments and input tonight, for doing the charting for us most of the time. Marius, thank you for your input. Andre, thank you for your input. You always do your own charting. Thank you for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I trust that you found some points in tonight's crypto talk that you can go and apply. We try and make it as practical as possible for every one of you to be able to go do something. Today, I got the biggest comment or compliment from one of our regular visitors on the call, Tom, and he said that he's making money by listening to crypto talk and not to all the other noise. So thank you, Tom, for that. And everyone on this call, it was a privilege being with you. We're here to serve you. Have a blessed one. Good night. Ciao.